What's up, everyone? Mike here. And how many of you have spent like a half hour or 45 minutes trying to come up with the perfect headline for your sponsored brand ads? I know I've done it. It's a pain. And a lot of times I want to create as many sponsored brand ads, sponsored display ads as possible. But there's that obstacle. There's that barrier of creating a really good headline. And I don't want to just throw anything up there. So our team really dove into how to craft really good headlines. And in this video, we're going to cover 7 tips on how you can improve your headline copywriting skills, how you can apply them to sponsored brand ads and sponsored display ads. I'm also going to give you a free resource that you can use it's kind of like a cheat sheet on how to craft really good headlines quickly and easily. So make sure you stay and watch the entire video. I will see you inside. So this is a great way to get ahead of the competition who's not going to take the time to make these custom headlines. Now, if you're looking for some help in making custom headlines, check out this article that we put out about a year and a half ago called the 4 U's to Crafting Sponsored Brand Ad Headlines. Once again, you can use this for sponsored display ads. Now, this is based on an article that we read from Neil Patel, where he goes over how to really capture people's attention when making headlines. And he calls it the 4 U's. 1 U is being unique, ultra specific, urgent, and useful. And in being unique, this really means like making sure that your ad headline sticks out. You're not just copying and pasting from your competition. It really sticks out. It's different and it stands out and it draws in that click. Making it ultra specific means that you're targeting the shopper and you're speaking to the shopper. You're using their language. You're even using their search terms. This is when we go into the search term report and we use the copy, rinse, repeat strategy where we find the search terms and we put them into our headline and be ultra specific. Next is that sense of urgency. So I saw one this morning where there was a headline that just said, shop for this now. And it was just an urgent message and got people to take action. So you can put a sense of urgency. Even though Amazon does have the shop now already, you could layer on another level of urgency in your headline. Also make it useful. You can educate your potential buyers on your headline and give them a fact or some kind of benefit they may not be aware of. And this could be an example of making your headline useful. Now, keep in mind that I'm going to reference this as we go over these 7 different tips. So here we go. Tip number 1 is to solve a problem. Now, keep in mind that shoppers are going on Amazon because they have a problem that they need solved. Just this morning, I was looking to boost my immune system, and that was the problem. I went on there and I typed in immune boosting supplements, and I read through a bunch of reviews. I saw a bunch of headlines, and in your headline, you can help shoppers overcome their problem. Now, take a look at this. Let's say somebody's going in and shopping for moisturizing cream. Now, their problem could be that they have extremely dry, itchy skin, and this product provides some serious relief, so you're solving their problem. Next, we have the problem here. Let's say somebody is having trouble falling asleep. They're sweating at night. It's disgusting. Their sheets are wet in the morning. Well, here's a problem that we have identified, or this seller has identified, and the solution is to sleep cool, sleep dry, and sleep comfortable. So we're using this headline space to overcome some problems and some objections that the shopper may have. All right, tip number 2 is crystal clear benefits. So make sure that you know what the benefits are of your product, and in 50 characters or less, put it up there. Here we have an example, baby proofing made simple. So perhaps baby proofing your house is overwhelming. You're looking for ways to make sure this happens quickly and easily. So this could be a way to speak to that person who has that problem, and you could help them overcome that problem with this benefit by baby proofing in a quick and easy way. Next, check out this one for tip number 2, feeling amazing comfort while sitting. So here's an example of someone who may have the problem of back pain or discomfort while they're sitting. Maybe they're sitting at work for a long period of time. You put up this headline and you're speaking to the benefit. Feel amazing comfort while sitting. So this could speak to someone who's working all day, could speak to moms who maybe have postpartum back pain, all sorts of things. But it conjures up that visual, that image of feeling good while they're sitting, and it speaks to the clear-cut benefits of this product. All right, so tip number 3 is one of my favorites because it really starts to get into the mind of the shopper and how they're actually utilizing the product, and we could speak to that benefit in the headline. So this is to consider the user intent. how are shoppers actually going to be using your product? And the best way to do this, in my opinion, is to go into the review section and start to find little snippets of words and phrases that shoppers are actually using to describe the experience that they're having with your product, and utilize that in your headline. And here's a really good example by Everboots. So Everboots writes, "No break-in period, soft leather work boot." So what struck me here is the no break-in period. Now I can imagine that people who are on their feet all day probably have these really, worn-in boots that they're comfortable with, but they're getting old, they're getting ratty, and they're kind of nervous about getting a new pair of boots because of that break-in period. So here we're speaking to the user intent. We're connecting with the potential shoppers, and we're speaking to them in our headline. So here's another quick example by Redcap, and the headline writes, "From desk to job site, work pants done right." So first off, I like that it rhymes. It's like an added little bonus. But for the most part, what it does is it helps to really get into the mind of the shopper, and this particular shopper has to have comfortable pants while they're working at a desk or on the job site. So these pants fit the bill, and this is a great headline that actually speaks to the user intent of the shopper. Tip number 4 is to use keywords or search terms, and this is a really simple strategy that can really improve your click-through rate percentage. So the way to do this is to go into your search term report and find all of the search terms that have multiple orders at a really high conversion rate and a really high click-through rate percentage. To make it simple, let's say you have a search term that has 40% ACOS or better and has 3 or more orders. Let's say you take that search term and then you put it into the beginning of your headline so that when somebody searches for that search term, they see that search term right away. And then you can, mold the headline around that search term and make it really connect to the shopper. So we call this the copy, rinse, and repeat strategy, because as we find more search terms, we then make new headlines and ads with different, slightly tweaked variations of that headline to really connect to that search term that was searched for, and it really makes for a great connection, and it's ultra specific to what the shoppers are searching for. And here's an example here. Two-way radio is the actual search term, and you can see that it's at the very beginning, which is where you want this search term to be, at the very beginning of the headline. So tip number 5 is to be descriptive, and I really love this example by Swell because it also uses numbers, which, as we know, also helps to improve the click-through rate when you put actual numbers in your headline. This is really good. Keeps drinks cold for 28 hours or hot for 15 hours. And to me, this really describes the benefit of the product, but also gives a really good description as to what to expect with this product. And it also helps to draw that click by showcasing some hard numbers that really tend to work well with drawing the click. So it just is a very descriptive headline. It's not something that was just thrown together, and I can hopefully connect with that and purchase it. Tip number 6 is to use simple language. So keep things really simple, keep things at a 3rd grade level. Here we have an example here by Works. Do it yourself, do it better, do it with Works. I mean, pretty much, everyone can use some kind of variation of that simple headline to really speak to the shopper. Next, we have this one: saw, shear, trim, remove. And the reason why I like this is it's super simple and it speaks to the benefits of the product in 4 words. Saw, shear, trim, and remove. It does all of those 4 things, and it's quick and easy to scan and simple to read. Finally, tip number 7 is to utilize the PPC Entourage Headline Creator. Now, this is a free tool that we have on our site. I'll put the link below. And the Headline Creator is for sellers who are just not the best copywriters, but want a great template that they can use to craft really good headlines. And the way we've broken it down is 5 categories under the headline section. We have trust, curiosity, news, call to action, and brand awareness headlines. We also have specific headlines for sponsored display ads, for holidays. All of them are right over here. And what you could do is take your product and just model after these different headlines, get some ideas, copy and paste them into your sponsored brand and your sponsored display ads. All right, everyone, I hope that you found this video helpful and that you feel inspired to go out there and craft some winning sponsored brand ads and sponsored display ads. Leave a comment in the comment section below with your favorite tip and let us know what's working for you now. Also, the video above is a video about how to find your audience and how to target that audience with your different ads. And the video below is a video that YouTube thinks you will like. So once again, everyone, hope you have an amazing week. Go out there and crush it, and I'll see you all next week.